Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode here on our single player world. We are getting started here, and this is actually the second time I'm getting started because, of course, I have already derped up before this episode's begun because I recorded a little bit before, and you know when you get those feelings when you're like, something is not quite working right. There's something not, like, something's up. And I recorded us fixing up some stuff over here, which I think I mentioned at the end of the last episode that I was going to fix up this little tower that we built at the end of our previous 20 episodes. And we took a little bit of time, fixed it up, and I kind of went through what we were doing. So sadly, we have missed that because I'm going to not be putting this in because the sound was absolutely horrible. It was absolutely horrible. But what I decided to do was I decided to take a bit of this stone out, and I was heeding your guys' warnings. I saw a, I just realized how funny it is. I pretty much refer to your guys or you guys as a single person. It's kind of just weird thing, but ignore me. So what I was saying is I was using a lot of stone, and this particular build did have a lot of stone, and I decided to get rid of a bit. I still feel like it's a bit too much, like there's a bit too much stone, but we'll be getting rid of it at a later stage. What I decided to do was to create a bit more stuff going on here, like a bit more depth and intrigue on the build by pushing it in one block. You can see there, if we zoom in, that's in one block, and we put some white bone block in the middle there just to make it look a little bit more a little bit less stony. The next thing, of course, we fixed this area up here by putting in one of these, which was actually quite a good way of getting rid of the corners, making that corner feel a little bit softer, while also leaving in the bone blocks, which I thought looked really, really good. So, yeah, that's good. Then, to finish it off, we also built in this dock and did a little bit of texturing on this side. Don't go on to the other side. There's still a lot of work to be done, same as inside here. But in here, I decided we need a way of getting in to be able to get to the top of this watchtower, and this is the way that we're going. So if you guys missed our last 20 episodes or you're new, this was the thing we finished it off with, and I was not happy with it, but now I'm slightly more happy, and I think we're going to do a little bit more work on it in the future. But that's it for today with that, which is sad. It's sad. I thought we had some good stuff going on there, but sadly, as I say, things don't always go your way, but you gotta just carry on doing what you wanted to do, and that was not the main thing we were doing this episode. Let's actually walk here. I enjoy walking. This is episode 193, I'm just thinking, and every time I think, I'm like, that's pretty nuts. 193, that is, what, 7 episodes now away from episode 200, which is absolutely crazy. I never thought we would get that far, and now I thought it was like 193. That's awfully, awfully close. So, I'm very excited. I'm very excited for this next world tour. What we are doing today, because, of course, descriptions and titles give stuff away, is we are going to be building a little bit of a sheriff's office or police station or what have you. It's something in this area here, because I was looking, and by the way, we're getting rid of this. I'm not a fan of this. I don't know what was going through my head when I did that, but yeah, ignore that. So I was thinking, I'm like, I want to get this area kind of incorporated again, because we haven't touched it in a while, and we will. Probably on stream, actually. By the way, actually, before I go any further, today, when this video is coming out, keep your eyes peeled. Keep looking on Twitter. If you haven't followed me on Twitter or Twitch, it would be very useful, because I'm going to be I'm going to do a live stream a bit later on today. So, as I say, keep watching, and if you guys don't already follow me on Twitter or Twitch, do so, and you'll be able to catch us in our live stream, where we're going to be working in this world. That's enough of that. What I was saying is we are going to be building a sheriff's office in here, and I'm thinking that it'll incorporate this area here with this area here. Like, you can see how this goes in. Let me show you my idea. So this is our grocery store, or our grocer. It's incorporated on this side of the building, and over here we're going to get a little bit of a sheriff's office incorporated on here. So I want to go over the bits that I thought kind of are important to a sheriff's office or something along those lines. And I thought, first of all, a little bit of a jail cell, obviously a very good thing for keeping people at bay, and I think it'll just make it work. So we're gonna have to incorporate one of those. We're also going to have to get in our cell, well, get in the sell a little bit of stuff in there. Maybe some fun stuff. We'll see what goes on. Maybe I've got a few ideas, so we'll check what we end up coming up with. The other thing is I wanted to get a office in there, so we have an actual office for the officer to sit behind, whatever it may be. I'm guessing we're going to eventually put a villager in. And also, I'm going to have to get in a little bit of a back entrance to this place, because I've got a plan for another episode which I was actually going to do this episode, but then because the thing that we were talking about took a little bit longer, I wouldn't have managed to fit that in, but I think we will be able to get this sheriff's office, which ties in quite well with it in here. So there we go. Remember at the end of last episode when I was like, I had 2 ideas? This is the idea we're going for. Oh man, how lucky was that? I had stone on this offhand and I didn't even realize it. So yeah, what I'm doing now, by the way, is I'm just planning this out, just filling up this with a bit of stuff, just so I get a bit of stone, not stuff, just specifically stone. And we are going to be getting in a little bit of an idea of what we need. So first of all, I want the entrance to be from here, so we'll have let's just clear this out so I get a bit more, so I can actually realize what I'm talking about here, so that I know how high I'm dealing with and all that, because else if I'm starting to guess, that's when it's going to start making this build turn really ugly. There we go. And these. We'll pick them up later. So what I was saying is, oh man, the sun's going down. We will walk in here. I want to have a little bit of a waiting area here for people on either side. A front desk thing with a door going to the back, where we will have a sheriff's office and a jail cell. In fact, what about here for a jail cell? We can have a look. Maybe we could put the jail cell in under here. That could be cool. Yeah, we'll have to see that. We'll have to have a look at what we do. Or maybe even underground. That's an idea. The other thing is, because obviously we want this building to look quite pretty. Well, I mean, as pretty as we can get a sheriff's office to look. I'm thinking we're going to do a little bit of an entrance here. And then we'll do a larger roof with nothing at the top. It's just going to be a larger roof, which will, I think, work very well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a bit of stuff together. Who knows when I'll be back, if I've got a whole building built. If we've got half a building built, who knows? It'll be a surprise. Okay guys, so this is what we are looking at right now. I have gone ahead, built pretty much the entire structure. Let's actually step back. I haven't done this just yet. Yeah, oh, we've got a little bit of a gap there. So what I've done is I've just put in as much of this stuff as I possibly can that we can kind of plan our way around the inside of it. And of course, we've got the front piece, which I was talking about, where I wanted this little bit of a piece here, which is looking good. I'm actually going to put the door in right now. There we go. So we can have a nice, almost completed thing. And I'm still going to be doing a bit of work in here. This stuff is... it's just a rough kind of thing that's going on here. So that's what we're looking at. This is the shape. Now I want to just show you, the reason why I'm bringing you in here, by the way, is I want to just show you how I go through building. Because I get asked all the time, how do you build nicer things and build better? So what I will quickly do is I'll show you just what happens. Like, I don't go straight into a build and then it turns out the way I want it. In fact, this is exactly an example of it. This whole giant thing, which has taken forever, which we will finish at some stage. So as we walk in here, right, I've done the walls, I've planned out where I want my walls, but first what I did is I planned out what I want. So I wanted some benches here, and here we've got our benches which fit so snugly in with these things here, which is great. Then I also planned out my walls, because else what's going to happen if I didn't plan out these walls, I was actually going to plan on putting some benches here, but we needed the wall to be in this block, so thank goodness we planned it out. Then I decided over here, because you guys are going to be getting a bit of a idea of what we are going to be building here. This will be the reception area, where we will have potentially a villager standing over here and a door going in this way. So let's just kind of go to the next stage, which is planned out with these little crude designs of doors. So we put in a trap door there, which we can actually put a door in here now. And we'll put another door in here like this, where we could actually, I want to put in a pressure plate here. So as you walk in, it kind of lets you through the next door as if it was a double security door. That's why I wanted to do that. So we can walk in here, close, pressure plate opens this door, bam, we're inside. Nice and simple. Then I planned for a door here, in fact, so we'll put the door over here. And then around here will be our office that we wanted. That over there was only for me to get back in. I'm actually planning on putting the exit in around here. Yeah, I'm back, guys. So here we go. This is down at the bottom of this area, and this is going to be where we're going to be putting in our little jail cell. And potentially, I was thinking, I'm overlooking an interrogation room. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but we can put one in there, maybe. May as well. So what I'm going to do now is, of course, you might have some idea of what is being built here, like shape-wise, and just the way I think about it. Because I planned this out this way, and then I kind of let everything get together. So I've obviously got to fix up a few things. In fact, have a look there. You can see where the other buildings intersect. I just pushed the roof into it and let them all break into each other, and then I'll go through it and fix it up. In fact, we might not even have to fix these up, because I'm going to be putting a ceiling in here. It's only got a tall roof for the look of it. So I've only got the tall roof for the looks. I'm not actually going to build anything upstairs. I don't think it's really too necessary, because there's nothing else we can add to here. And I also wanted this area here to look good, so we've got this working. Sadly, I couldn't push this in one block. I just couldn't. It would look a bit too weird. So I left it like this, and we'll do some stuff on the outside here to make it look a little bit nicer. Maybe even put a window. That could actually work quite well. And then we'll just put in a railing over there. But yeah, it's looking pretty good, I think. We're back, and I've got a bit more done inside there, and I'm on my way back now. I thought I'd start off by saying that what we're going to do is we're going to be building in the jail now, the jail cell. But I don't want to add in the, well, I'm going to add in, but I'm adding these things in with the idea that they are going to be changed. So first of all, I need this front building over here, this front part of the building, we'll fix that up by the way, to look the part of a police station. And right now it's all just white and gray. We need to add in some blue, and I want to get into, well, eventually, oh man, we don't have any ender pearls. Let's quickly grab some ender pearls. But yeah, I want to get into the 1.12 update because I'm really, really excited to be playing on 1.12 when it eventually does come out, and of course we won't update our world until we get the proper 1.12 release in Optifine, because we have learned our lesson once before. We have to wait till the Optifine version comes out completely before we do it, because else we just don't get the beautiful shaders on our world tours, and I can't say I will miss those shaders for anything again, so we'll definitely always wait for that. Now, what I'm going to do is I want to get in some blue in here, just so we can represent this as a police station, and then we'll get going on the jail. Let's pillar out with, yeah, those will be good pillaring out blocks, as we'll have to go one more down there. Good. So I've been kind of thinking, what could look good here? Do I still have these on here? I do. Perfect. We will just quickly fill this up before I get started. There. So we could do a window. That could look kind of cool, but I was thinking maybe if we push this in a little bit over here, and push this in over here. Oh, well, we'll do the one side first. Let's just double check this is a alright idea. How are we gonna get up? Let's get up with one of those. That'll get me up there. So if we did that there, and we put in these. Man, I knew I was gonna do that. There we go. Okay. How about we don't die? There we go. And we'll get out again. So how's that looking? I reckon if we could get this piece here to just go blue, maybe it would look a little bit nicer. I'm not a big fan of doing stuff like this, but I feel like we do need to do something along these lines. In fact, if you remember the fire station, that was quite good because we had those red nether brick blocks which worked very well for us. But in this case, there's no really good equivalent to them at the moment. I feel like the concrete blue blocks will be good though. Even though I'm not going to be using them all too much. I think this is one time where we could. Let's just put these in. We're going to fall short. Of course, we will. 1 block short. Look at this. 2. My bad. 2 blocks short. Alright, so that's good enough for me. We'll fix up the rest of it. I think that will work alright. Just kind of like that. It's almost like a helmet. Looks kind of cool. But yeah, we'll ignore that, and we'll also have to fix that up, as I said. The next stage, you can see I've built in here. I want to maybe put some stuff on the walls. Can maybe put in an item frame with something good, like something like a sword or something. Maybe we can make like a little bit of a thing here. We'll see. So this over here is the waiting room. I probably will change these over to dark oak wood at some stage, put up a painting on either side, and then we've got an entrance here. So I decided what would be a good idea was to use a button, because of course that opens the one door. It worked out perfectly. One button opens that door. This button will actually open both doors, but then we can walk through there. And we've got ourselves our way in here. And also the way this works really well is you can open that door, walk in, push this button, it'll open that one and close that one, which works pretty well. So walking in here, we've got ourselves this room, which is the, how did I forget the name of the room? It's the reception area of the, let me just push that. There, the reception area of the police station. So obviously we've got this here. We'll push this over here and go back out again. And then, oh man, that's a bit annoying. We'll have to put this on the other side, because it's opening this trap door over here for some reason. So we'll do that there. All right, we've just got a mess of things. Just ignore that. So then, oh, let me just quickly show you the sheriff's office over here. Got this little piece here. We're going to put in a desk, a chair, some stuff on the wall. In fact, I'll put the stuff on the wall now because there's one that has to go in here. We have got these tripwire hooks because they look very much like keys. So if we do this here, push that over to that side, that's as close as we're going to get to looking like a key. And I thought that would be a good thing to just put on that wall. Then down here. Oh, man. Of course, we have got ourselves a visitor. You should have really... What? There we go. That should really have been our first prisoner, but, well, we're not that lucky. We're not going to be trapping that one in today. But I've got a plan because we've got this floor here. It's kind of dingy. I'm going to take the diorite away. But I want to put in our jail cells because I think that's the important part of this prison. Oh, man. I just realized I forgot my stuff. Don't worry. We'll put in the cell. So we'll put in this here. And my idea was that I wanted to put in the stone over there. But of course, I forgot to bring the stone. So we'll imagine right now before I put the stone in, just because we can build the shape of this without actually adding the stone. We'll put that over there, put in these around here, there, and up this way here. And like this. I hope this door works. Just doesn't work for me. No, that's horrible. I was really hoping we could get the iron door in here, but it's just not going to work. We'll have to put in the entrance to the actual cell around here. There. Yeah, that'll have to be the way it'll go in, because else it's just not going to work there. So we've got the entrance to the cell there, and we'll have to do the same on this side where we put the entrance to the cell over here. And this is just a bit of my planning that you can see that I'm taking down there. So if we do that there, that there, that there. Okay, cool. So in this cell, we can put a button. We may as well put a button. In the cell here, I've got a plan to put in a bunk bed. Because, of course, everyone loved the bunk bed last time because it was a good design. It's a great design, that bunk bed design. I'm going to put in a temporary button. Well, in fact, I'm just going to do this. Temporary way out. We'll put in one of these. So what I want to do is I want to quickly just put in these bunk beds, as I say. And they are probably the best looking thing for this. They're probably going to make this cell work quite well. So we'll put in some beds there and those there. Good. So we'll do this one over here. In fact, we have to do it a little bit smarter than that. We'll put in these first, then that one, then we can get rid of them and put in that one. There we go. So that should work all right. There and there. Got those two, and then I want to put two more on this side here. So we can put that one in, and we'll put the other two in as well. Right down. Oh. Well, the other one. We'll have to get it out first. There we go. And there. So we've got our two sets of bunk beds. And then we can put a torch up against the wall. And that's kind of a bit more like a jail cell, I think. I mean, this isn't anything I've got much experience in, but I guess we could probably do that. I can't think of anything else that should be in here besides perhaps a toilet, but we don't have a single toilet around the base. So I think that's alright. We'll just put that in there, and we'll put in one of these here. For now. We'll fix up the roof at a later stage. So the next thing that I wanted to build, because I'll build the cell a bit later, we want to put in a little area here, which is going to be where the derpy kind of guard that always loses the keys, that gets stolen through the bars or whatever. You know how that is. Always in a movie, there's always that one security guard that has the keys that they steal. So I was thinking this will be where that guy sits and occasionally walks up this way, checks on these guys, walks back, makes sure there's nothing too crazy going on. I think that's where this guy's going to be. And in fact, you know what? I just thought of a really good idea. We should really have on this side here, instead of this, we should put a painting with a secret little like exit place going into our tunnels. Because these tunnels, which we haven't quite added all of them in yet, they're a really, really cool thing to use, because we could put them in, we could put a painting in here, get rid of this block, and then sneak in through there. That would work really well to have these guys kind of doing a, what was the movie? I'm thinking of a movie that I cannot remember right now, and it's you guys are going to know what I'm talking about. It's a good movie. Oh man, how did I forget that? The Shawshank Redemption. Great movie. And I'm kind of thinking something like that. And I hope I haven't given away too much of this plot. What's in here? Can we get rid of these? We can get rid of that one. And we can get rid of that one. Perfect. So that means we can put this wall working together, because we've got a bit of a problem down this way, by the way. We don't have enough area to work with, because just on the other side here, we've got ourselves our lava for our smeltery, our blacksmith on the other side here. So let's go down this way. There. Oh man, it's nighttime. Just down here, and we'll check it out. So we've got this over here. And we don't want to get too much in there. We've got that as one issue. And then we've also got redstone for our library as the other one. So I want to quickly just finish off this bottom piece. We're not going to finish the entire build today, but we do want to finish off just the bottom piece here and get this looking good. I think that'll be a really cool thing to add in. So I'll be back. Alright guys, so we have pretty much run out of time, but what I want to show you is just how I've come on with this thing. So we've got ourselves this smaller cell on this side here, which I realize now I've forgotten to put in the thing supporting this magical floating bed. There we go. It's much better now. Yeah, so what I've done is I've put in this this piece here. We'll get rid of those. Never going to use them. And this seems to work alright. I also need to put in a button for that one there. I must forget that. But what I realized what I needed to do here, because I tried to do this a few episodes ago with another build, and I realized what I needed to do to be able to get this piece here to be able to be a hidden room behind that. In fact, I think I might be able to ender pearl maybe through there. No. Oh, what? You ender pearl and you hit it? Well, that gives away what I was trying to do here. So, I'm amazed that I broke it there. What I did is I put in a trapdoor over here, which means I can place in a picture over there, and it won't break off because it's got a block behind it. Whatever kind of block it is. And that's how you're able to actually go through. Let me just try this again. That is so weird. Obviously, it's because we are two entities colliding with each other. Very strange. But yeah, I'll get out of here and I'll leave this alone. The other thing is we might have a bit of an issue because in this spot here, we've got all of this wood over there, all the oak wood, and I think that might cause us a little bit of an issue with the fact that behind there we've got that lava, and that could burn, but we'll see how it goes. We hopefully won't have that as an issue, but for today guys, I think we are definitely running quite out of time for this episode, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and we're also going to be doing a few different things around here. So we're going to fix up the back there, and then we're going to have another building which is going to tie in with this one here. And I think you guys are going to like it. I think that one's going to be a few episodes building, I guess. I would imagine. Who knows? We might pump it out in one episode. So thank you very much for watching, guys. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.